Good afternoon, students. Here I come with some more problem of continuity. See, the students, we already learned about continuous, the left hand limit, right hand limit, and the value at that point should be same. Then we say that function is continuous. See the first question. Find the value of the function fx, which is defined as fx is equal to 2x minus 1 when x less than 2 is equal to a when x is equal to 2 and x plus 1 when x is greater than 2 is continuous at x is equal to 2. It means given that the function is continuous, you have to find the value of a. So see what is given first, f2, because our base point is 2, so f2 is given a. So this is considered as first equation. Now calculate left hand limit. Left hand limit means limit h tending to 0 f2 minus h. See, 2 minus h is less than 2, so we apply the first one. Put here x is equal to 2 minus h. So 2 into 2 minus h minus 1 when h tending to 0. Simplify this one. 2 into 2, 4 minus 2h and minus 1 is already here. So when put h is equal to 0, the result will be 4 minus 1, which is 3. So the value of left hand limit is f2 minus h, which is 3. Further, calculate a right hand limit. Right hand limit means limit h tending to 0 f2 plus h. Obviously 2 plus h is more than 2 for any smallest value of h. So we apply the third one, 2 plus h when x is greater than 0. So in fx, for third value replace x by 2 plus h. So it should be f2 plus h, which is equals to 2 plus h plus 1. So when you put h tends to 0, the function is equals to 3. Now what is given? The function is continuous at x is equal to 2. So all the three values should be equal. So f2 should equals to left hand limit, should equals to right hand limit, means a is equals to 3. That will be your result. So now see another question. If fx is equal to 3ax plus b when x is greater than 1, equals to 11 when x is equal to 1, and is 5ax minus 2b when x is less than 1, is continuous at x is equal to 1, then find the value of a and b. Process will be same. You have to proceed with same procedure. What is given? f1 when x is equal to 1, then it is 11. So first it is given. Then calculate left hand limit, means limit h tending to 0 f1 minus h. 1 minus h is less than 1, so we use the third one because here x is less than 1. So f1 minus h, replace x by 1 minus h in the third condition. So it should be 5a into 1 minus h minus 2b when h tending to 0. Calculate its value. It should be 5a minus 5ah by opening the bracket minus 2b. So now put h tends to 0, then it should be 5a minus 2b. This is value of left hand limit, that is limit h tending to 0 f1 minus h. Similarly, calculate right hand limit. Right hand limit means limit h tends to 0 f1 plus h. So 1 plus h is more than 1, for any smallest value of h. So here we apply the upper one, that is x greater than 1. So in this condition, replace x by 1 plus h. So it should be 3a into 1 plus h plus b when h tending to 0. So when you apply h tends to 0, then it becomes 3a plus b, like previous left hand limit. So we have three values. One, f1 is equals to 11. Another left hand limit, f1 minus h is equals to 5a minus 2b, and finally right hand limit, f1 plus h is equals to 3a plus b. Now what is given? It is already mentioned in question that it is continuous at x is equal to 1. So all the three values should be equal. It means f1, f1 minus h, f1 plus h, they all values should be equal. So 5a minus 2b should equal to 11. Similarly 3a plus b should also equal to 11. Use them and frame two equations. One is 5a minus 2b equal to 11 and 3a plus b is equal to 11. Solve consider it as equation 1 and 2 and solve it as a linear equation. Multiply equation 2 by 2 and add it into 1. So here we write apply equation 1 into twice of equation 2. This is equation 1, 5a minus 2b equal to 11, and in equation 2 this is twice, means 6a plus 2b is equal to 22. So add them, because you have applied here plus, so add them. 2b should be cancelled because one is plus, another is minus. Remaining terms should be added. So 5a plus 6a, that should be 11a is equals to 33. Hence a is equal to 3. Now putting the value of a in second equation, then it should be 3 into 3 plus b is equals to 11. Hence b is equal to 2. So your final result will be a is equal to 3 and b is equals to 2. This is the values of a and b. So in this way we solve the problems. Next, see some very important or some long question of different type. See student, first understand the question. If fx is equal to root 2 cos x minus 1 upon cot x minus 1 when x is not equal to pi by 4. Find f pi by 4 so that the function is continuous at x is equal to pi by 4. So for continuity we should have three values. One, f pi by 4, another f pi by 4 minus h, and finally f pi by 4 plus h. In both cases limit should be h tending to 0, right? So if these two are equal, I have already told in first class कि if left hand limit and right hand limit are equal, then we say limit exists, right? So it is continuous, so obviously these two values are equal, therefore limit also exists. Here you have to proceed like the way that limit exists because function is continuous. See what is written here, the function is continuous, so calculate limit calculate f pi by 4. So here we should put limit x tending to pi by 4 root 2 cos x minus 1 upon cot x minus 1. Simplify this one. In very first step, here we took root 2 as common in numerator. So it becomes cos x minus 1 by root 2. And in denominator, write cot x as cos x bata sin x and minus 1. So you know tan pi by 4 is 1 and tan pi by 4 should be written as cot pi by 4 is 1 and cot pi by 4 should be written as cos pi by 4 upon sin pi by 4. Since cot pi by 4 is 1. This is rough portion. Cot pi by 4 is equals to 1, which is equals to cos pi by 4 upon sin pi by 4. Now 1 by root 2 is cos pi by 4. Here the term of cos, so we replace 1 by root 2 in terms of cos pi by 4. In denominator, take out LCM. So what should be LCM? Sin x into sin pi by 4. This becomes denominator of denominator, so transfer to numerator. And here cos x into sin pi by 4 minus sin x into cos pi by 4. This term becomes after taking LCM. Sin pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 and root 2 should be cancelled. So first cancel it. Now apply the formula cos C minus cos D, which you have read in standard 11. 2 sin C plus D by 2. C plus D by 2 means x plus pi by 4 by 2. Separate them, that is x by 2 plus pi by 4 by 2, which should be pi by 8. So cos C minus cos D is equals to 2 sin C plus D by 2 into sin C minus D by 2. And in denominator we take minus as common, so this becomes positive and this should be negative. Sin A into cos B minus cos A into sin B. This is formula for sin A minus B, where A is x and B is pi by 4. So after taking negative or minus as common, so it becomes sin x minus pi by 4, and into sin x is already here. Further simplify. Keep numerator as same. 2 sin x by 2 plus pi by 8 into sin x by 2 minus pi by 8. Here sin in this bracket, that is angle, x minus pi by 4. Rationalize it by 2. Rationalize means divide and multiply. So divide and multiply the angle term by 2. So here comes 2 and this divides by 2 and separate them. This becomes x by 2 minus pi by 8. So it reduces in the form of sin 2 theta. So in denominator apply sin 2 theta. Numerator is same and denominator what should be 2 sin theta into cos theta. So 2 sin theta becomes now x by 2 upon pi minus 8, x by 2 upon pi minus 8. So 2 sin theta into cos theta. See, sin, these two terms should be cancelled. So cancels here. Again 2 and 2 should also cancel. So now how much left? sin x by 2 plus pi by 8 divided by cos x by 2 minus pi by 8 into sin x. Now apply limit. Now apply limit means put x is equal to pi by 4. So pi by 4 by 2 becomes pi by 8. So sin pi by 8 plus pi by 8 divided by minus cos pi by 8 minus cos pi by 8 into sin pi by 4. So pi by 8 plus pi by 8 on adding becomes pi by 4, and this is minus cos 0 degree, and cos 0 degree is 1. So here only negative left, and sin pi by 4 is 1 by root 2 multiplied by 1 by root 2, it becomes minus 1 by 2. So students, this is one major problem, or you can say that it needs more simplification, which gives the value of f pi by 4, which is equals to minus 1 by 2. F pi by 4 is equals to minus 1 by 2, which is your result. Now see students, another question. First understand the question. Find the value of k if the function fx is equal to sin 5x bata 3x when x is not equals to 0 and is equal to k when x is equal to 0, is continuous at x is equal to 0. I think this problem should be solved by you. So let us see what is given. f0, always write first which term is given. f0, so when x is equal to 0, this is k. So f0 is equal to k. Next, calculate right hand limit. You may calculate any one, either left hand limit or right hand limit, because the function is continuous, so all the three values is already equal. So right hand limit, so in replace x by 0 plus h and take limit as h tending to 0. So it should be limit h tending to 0 sin 5 into 0 plus h upon 3 into 0 plus h. So 5 into 0 plus h becomes 5h upon 3h. But you know the formula is limit theta tends to 0, sin theta by theta should equals to 1. Here you have sin theta, theta is 5h. So denominator should also be 5h so that it becomes 1. But here it is 3h, so rationalize the term by 5. Now the whole term is reduces to limit h tending to 0 sin 5h upon 5h into 5 by 3. Just interchange 3 and 5. Just interchange the place of 3 and 5. So it becomes limit h tends to 0 sin 5h by 5h into 5 by 3. Now here formula is applicable. Sin theta by theta is 1. So this becomes 1 into 5 by 3, which is 5 by 3. Now given the function is continuous, so f0 is should equals to its right hand limit, means f0 is equals to limit h tending to 0 f0 plus h, and putting the value f0 is k and f0 plus h is 5 by 3. So k is equal to 5 by 3 is your result. See one more question. Prove that the function fx is equal to sin square ax upon x square when x is not equal to 0 and fx is equals to 1 when x is equal to 0 is discontinuous at x is equal to 0. Redefine the function so that it becomes continuous at x is equal to 0. So here you have one more part added. Means how can we put this question such that the function becomes continuous? So first you have to prove the function is not continuous. So what is given? f0 is 1. So first write as f0 is equals to 1. Next calculate limit. You already know limit must be exist. So limit x tending to 0 fx is equal to limit x tending to 0 sine square ax upon a square. Here see the angle is theta. So then and sine is also a square. So denominator should also be same, means x square is here, but a square should also be here. So rationalize the term by a square. Then limit x tending to 0 fx becomes 2, limit x tending to 0 sine ax by ax whole square, after denominator becomes a square x square into a square. So it is a square. Hence what we see, limit x tending to 0 fx is not equals to f0. So obviously the function is not continuous, it becomes discontinuous. This is result of your first part. Now come to redefine. So what should be value of f0 so that function becomes continuous? We have already calculated that limit is should be a square. So f0, if f0 becomes a square, then function we say that the given function is continuous. So the desired function now is fx is equal to x square sine square ax bata x square when x is not equals to 0 and fx is equal to a square when x is 0. This function always be continuous function for the value. So students, so many problems have been solved during these days from the continuity. I think you should have also some problems. Please provide the problems on my WhatsApp. Day after tomorrow, that is on Saturday, I will take on live class and discuss those problems. And tomorrow we shall start a very little small topic, differentiability, that is also related with continuous. Okay.